thoughts on the Anderson et al. Myth of Man the Hunter. This was a real disappointing paper for people who love accurate science communication. First, the media story that was spun around this paper, you would think that it had shown that there were no sex differences in hunting and that men and women are equally likely to engage in hunting. But that's not what the paper showed, right? The paper showed that in many societies, women sometimes hunt. That's not the same as saying there are no sex differences in hunting, because across those societies, men in general hunted more than women. Showing that sometimes individual women are taller than many men, that doesn't show that there are no sex differences in height, and nor does showing that, there's hunting in women in many cultures. That also doesn't show that there are no sex differences in hunting. That's number one. So the media misrepresented what was actually in the paper. And then number two is that the paper may have, frankly, misrepresented what was in their data. I'm not saying it was intentional. There's no way to know that. And doing science is hard, right? Mistakes do get made. But another group of researchers came along and looked at the same data and came to different conclusions, right? They took a look at it and found some errors in the way that Anderson had proceeded. My feeling is that a lot of this media storm came from a misled political motivation. They think, for some reason, that arguing that there are no sex differences in hunting helps the case for gender equality, right? Now, I'm extremely gender egalitarian. This is a complete mistake, because if you base your argument for gender equality on a bunch of fake facts, well, then anyone who doesn't like gender equality can come along and just point at your fake facts, and then your argument that you built on top of it is undermined. Much better, right? If you're trying to make a political case for gender equality, it's much better to say, yes, men hunt more, so what, than it is to say that women and men hunt completely equally, because that's just going to get undermined. And a second thing on this is just that it completely undermines, that the kind of implication of this is that it undermines the legitimacy and importance of gathering, right? In many cultures, gathering produces most of the calories, and in most cultures, it produces an amount of calories that's completely necessary for the group's survival. So this idea that gathering is somehow less important and that hunting is the thing that should be argued to be equal, that just doesn't make any sense to me. There's actually a real story to be told here about how in hunter-gatherer societies both men and women are economically productive. But instead they want to tell a fake story about hunting, and I just found the whole thing very disappointing from an accuracy perspective.